really terrible. We spent a tremendous amount of money on building the wall. The wall was designed specifically by the Border Patrol.
He keeps saying this because he doesn't like what it looks like, and he wanted a big, like, Great Wall of China thing where people could walk along it and go, "That's where the brown people live." You can go, yeah. You can even, they'll post you dinner up here, and you can sit here and just and know you're an American. Just watch all the poor people. It's awesome, and they even have fapping curtains. But they were like, he gave me this shitty slat fence. Boo.
It's very hard to climb.
Not impossible, but it's very hard. It's either the heat or like, he wants obviously hot oil on it every day.
They need to have see-through. They need it to be.
They do need to have see-through. They were going to use transparent aluminum, but Scotty wasn't available. Scotty, I don't believe it, but they haven't come up with transparent aluminum. Could you come down here and use a computer from 1991 and show them the molecular, whatever it is for it? I'll be in the bar. Kirk out.
Steel, because you can't get. It's very powerful steel. It's very
powerful steel. Is it hard steel? Most steel is very doughy, I found. You're not using that balsa steel, are you?
hard steel.
Okay. Yeah, the hard steel, as opposed to that, that marzipan steel just doesn't work at all. Hard steel. Great. Yeah. When did they invent that?
It's a special type of steel, but
it is. You're right. It is a special. Hard steel is a special type of steel, as all steel is when it's not in what its molten form. They wanted hard steel. I was like, can't we just heat steel to a molten level and have it pouring over and over into a trough where it reheats itself? So that if anyone touches it, they're burned like the Terminator. You just see all these like Mexicans going, not that shitty rubbery steel. Oh God, he's so stupid. I don't even know. Hold on, I gotta have my clip button open. This is just terrible. There we go. In here, where is it? Whew, that's a lot. Anyways, we'll clip that on Twitch. Somebody clip that on Twitch. Woo! I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of this.
Very, very hard to cut.
Maybe you need a sharper butter knife. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, in general, man, I've been working on this steel all day. What have you been using? I don't know, this Fisher Price handsaw I got. It's made out of plastic. It feels relatively hard, but I don't know. It's just not. I'm not making any progress.
Inside the steel, as you know, we pour concrete, and that's a grade 10 concrete, which is a very strong concrete.
Yes, I'm sick of this like shitty, doughy steel and concrete. The big gay concrete and steel that was all floppy, right? Jesus Christ.
As though you were building about a 60-story building. It's very powerful concrete. They've made tremendous technology advances in the word.
Or technological.
Concrete, who would think that? But
sorry, in the word concrete?
Technology advances in the word concrete, who would?
Oh, yeah, they've been working, scientists have been working round the clock on the word concrete. They've been like, shouldn't it be spelled with a K? No, scientifically speaking, it's a con. Is it like it's not like it's anti-Crete? Maybe it should be. I don't know. Should we spell it like Crete the country, or put two E's together because of dum-dums like this? Yeah, science has worked very hard on the word concrete. Fuck me. It's going to be a long 4 years.
Think that, but I know that from the
Two.
construction industry. Today,
He knows that from the construction industry. Scientists have been working very hard on the word construction as well.
what you can do with concrete is incredible. So we have a very strong concrete, and then we have a rebar. We put rebar in.
Oh, this thing. Rebar. Fabulous. Do tell.
Inside the concrete, and the rebar likewise is very hard to cut. So it's a very expensive process.
Yeah, but once you've cut through the outside steel, wouldn't the concrete be easier to cut than the outside steel? Even, I mean, as hard as that steel is, and then rebar is going to be softer even than the hardest steel of steel that is not normally hard. This is fucking goofy.
It's a very expensive wall, and then we put a anti-climb plate on the top. You saw that.
Yeah, it worked like a charm. Yeah. The best part about it is the anti-climb plate turned into a make it easy to blow over plate because it catches the wind.
And I didn't like the look of it, but then when I watched, we had people.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be useful. It's supposed to be aesthetically pleasing, as any barrier against an entire race is supposed to be. That's why I never got into burning crosses. I just thought it looked bad on the lawn.
Testing. We had mountain climbers actually testing.
Well, maybe you should try to get some wall climbers, because apparently they had no problem with it. Maybe maybe it's harder to climb than a wall. Maybe get those. How about the dude that dresses as Spider-Man and climbed the Empire State Building? Like, I'm guessing he could make quick work of it.
And they were not able to get over the anti-climb plate, so I said, all right, I guess we're going to put it on.
Yeah, because we're worried about this. My worry is all the caravans of mountain climbers with their long mustaches and their rucksacks and their yodeling and their pickaxes. I'm just concerned that they're going to kill Americans.
That plate on top, which
we assumed it was on the top. You can put an anti-climb plate on the bottom and just give them something to step up on. Oh, God.
I never loved the look of it, but
that's sad. You should love the look of your barrier wall.
It works so unbelievably well. You have to do it. So we spent a lot of money on building it, and we have hundreds of miles that we put up. A lot of people don't realize, but we did 571 miles of wall. That's why we had such good records, in addition to the fact that Mexico helped us with their military. They kept people out.
They didn't keep people out with the military. They guarded the construction, because it would have looked bad if somebody had shot like construction workers on American territory because you opened up the entire space. Again, the creation of the wall versus a regular barrier like a chain link fence or something like that along a ragged piece of ground necessitated the creation of an access road on the Mexican side of the wall, just like it does on the American side of the wall. And that made it easier to traverse. And now all people have to do is walk to the end of it and walk around. You big dum-dum. They don't have to climb over it. There's now a flat road on the outside of the wall that goes all the way to the end. It didn't used to. It does now.
And they were actually very good under the past leader. But now we had...
Oh, Mexico.
We ordered an additional 200 miles of wall. It's very expensive.
It is, and it was just laying there because we had no place to put it, because we had run out of ground that we owned, and he wasn't willing to have the fight about eminent domain. But please have it this time. Donald Trump, by the way, for those of you in the cheap seats and maggots, hi. Welcome. How are you? Come on in. Come on in. Is the first president since the Alamo to give Mexico U.S. territory, because some of the areas where the wall had to be built moved it further in. And then now he wants to slice private territory because of the nature of where the wall is versus where these people private territory is. He wants to use eminent domain to cross their property to continue the wall, which would give some of their private land to Mexico. Great work. Fucking brilliant.
And now it's about double the price of what it would have been 6 years ago.
Well, I mean, because, all the strong concrete is sold out, and all we have left is this spongy shit.
And the administration is trying to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar, knowing that...
And no buyers. Is it still there? If they're still trying to sell it, I mean, they better hurry.
We're getting ready to put it up. And what they're doing is really an act. It's almost a criminal act.
Yeah, except it's not.
They know we're going to use it.
Why? You didn't use it last time. And by the way, you have to have the right to use it on the land you're going to put it on is the problem that they ran up against.
And if we don't have it, we're going to have to rebuild it. And it'll cost...
Yeah, and you can't get any better than hard steel and concrete and rebar.
Double what it cost years ago.
Why?
And that's hundreds.
Oh, because Doge is in there, and they'll jack up the price of everything because they want a finder's fee on every contract. Sure.
Of millions of dollars.
Right, because now that Doge and Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are involved, the price of everything's going to go up. Yeah, no question. I mean, you're not going to be able to negotiate with anybody. Jesus Christ.
You're talking about a lot of wall.
I am. You're right. Well, I'm not. I'm talking about a lot of slat fence.
I built much more than I said I was going to build, but then after...
No, you built a lot less than you said you were going to build, and Mexico didn't pay for it.
It was built. I said, we can do some more because it's sort of like water people flow through.
Yeah, because you created an access road so they could walk around it. That's the flowing part. You literally created the fucking canals.
And that will pretty much really take care of it. And
pretty much really. That's leadership.
What happened is they just, as you see, they're trying to sell it for 5 cents on the dollar.
And they're not getting any takers? Maybe they should go down to 2.5.
And that's really...
not a lot of money. I feel like I should buy some. I mean, like, what's the... How much is this shit? Do I have to come down and pick it up in a truck? Is it one of those kind of like... it's like I always see an upright video game on eBay or something, but it's in fucking El Paso, and you have to drive down in a truck and get it, and you're like, I really do want an original Asteroids game, and it looks like it's in good shape, and they're selling it for very cheap, but by the time I get it here, fuck that.
That has nothing to do with a smooth transition. That has to do with...
It's a peaceful transition. They're not responsible for smooth, you bumpy fuck.
People really trying to stop our nation.
From?
And all it means really is that we're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars more, not even talking about the time.
Why? I thought you could get this done under budget anyways. You don't have, there's not leftover funds in there?
The time would be pretty long.
Oh, really? It's not going to happen in 24 hours right away? It's so fast it'll make your head spin within the first 100 days?
We'll spend hundreds of millions of dollars more on building the same wall that we already have. And people have already come back to us that have deals at 5 cents and 4 cents, and one guy at 3 cents on the dollar.
And he wants to sell it to you for 10 cents on the dollar? And double his, triple his money? Why don't you just do that? Here's a good idea. Why don't you go, wait a minute. Why don't you go and ask to just buy it back? And rather than make the new shit, if you're like, what are they using it for?
And they offered to sell it.
Oh, wait, by the way, I don't want anybody to think for a second that this is actually true. Dude's talking out of his ass.
Back to us at more money than it costs us to build.
And you, of course, said yes.
Substantially. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. You're weird. What the fuck are you talking about? I got it for 3 cents on the dollar. I'll sell it to you for $1.03 on the dollar. What?
So they make a deal with the United States to buy it for pennies. And then they call us and they say, do you want to buy it back?
So they have your number. That's not surprising.
We'll sell it back to you for hundreds of dollars a foot.
A foot.
Hundreds of dollars, from pennies to hundreds of dollars a foot.
Wouldn't something that big cost hundreds of dollars a foot anyways? I mean, it's pretty enormous.
And we can't let this take place.
No. We'll give you 10 cents a foot.
Now we're going to go. I spoke with the Attorney General of Texas. I spoke to the senators of Texas. I spoke to a lot of people, and hopefully they'll be able to stop. We're going to be, having a restraining order. But just think about how ridiculous it is. And
yeah, again, I got to. This is all fucking bullshit. I wait. Look, I look forward to. Please, I don't know what you're waiting for. File an injunction right now. Why isn't Abbott doing it on your behalf?
This is just people that don't want this country to succeed. And this has nothing to do with...
Well, then why did they let the stock market get this high, or wages rise, or like bring inflation down in the first place, or get people vaccinated? Why bother? If you want to wreck it, it came pre-wrecked. All they had to do was go puh, 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 puh. Everything would have fallen apart. If that's the goal, they fucked up a prime opportunity.
With Democrat or Republican, this has to do with common sense. We won on common sense, and this is maybe one of the most egregious.
So Americans have a 1.5% margin of common sense? Is that the argument now?
Just examples I've seen. So the people that are buying it or trying to buy it are trying to make a deal with us to sell it back at hundreds of times more than we paid. And this is all.
Well, yeah, again, if it's going to cost you double to get new shit, why would they charge? How does it make sense that they think you're going to pay hundreds of times more? What are you talking about? Like, this is so dumb. This is I can't get a grip on where he actually thinks this math is coming from.
All because the Democrats. So I'm asking today Joe Biden to please stop selling the oil. We're going to use that to create a strong barrier. And it worked. That's why our numbers were so good.
No, COVID was why your numbers went down, stupid.
Really worked, and it worked.
No, it didn't.
Well,
if it did, then why if it worked while you were in office, why didn't it stop people coming in after? It clearly didn't work. I mean, all the places he went to in El Paso and these other places had the wall.
And it's very expensive to do. And I'm asking Joe Biden to stop his people from giving it away. It's something that people can't even believe is happening.
You're right. I don't believe it. You're very weird.
So hopefully Joe will be able to stop it.